What does the stem of the rose plant in your garden do? It brings the roots and the branches of the rose together. Same thing applies for the brainstem. The brainstem brings the spinal cord and the forebrain together. Hello guys, this is Rahul and welcome to our channel Doctors to Be. And today's topic of discussion is brainstem. So now let's discuss the overview. Let's have an overview about the brainstem. As earlier mentioned earlier, brainstem is brainstem connects the forebrain and spinal cord and has three parts. Forebrain and spinal cord and has three parts. Brainstem is formed by three parts, and the parts are medulla, pons, and the midbrain. Medulla, pons, and midbrain. We shall discuss about all these parts individually, and we'll start with the medulla. So in today's video we shall discuss about the medulla. And about medulla we shall discuss under two topics: the external features of medulla and the external features and internal features of medulla. Internal features of medulla. And external features is further divided into ventral and dorsal surface. External features of the ventral surface and external features of the dorsal surface. And internal features we'll discuss, because the internal features of the medulla differ at various levels. When we take sections of the medulla at various levels, the internal feature differs. So to point out those differences and learn about them, we take three sections at three levels: sensory decussation, pyramidal decussation, and the olivary level. So we'll discuss about the sections later on, but for now we'll discuss the internal features on three sections. So in this video we'll try to cover the external features of the ventral and dorsal surface. Before I jump into the external features of the medulla, I'd like all of you to draw the figure representing all three parts of the all three parts of the brainstem. They are the medulla, pons, and the midbrain. And as we all know, an image is worth 1,000 words. So including figures, especially in your anatomy answer sheets, will be a good source of marks. And this figure will also help you to retain once you practice this figure nicely, and this will help you retain some of the external features. Not only of the medulla but all the three parts. It will help you to retain those external features. You can visualizing the figure, you can retain some of the external features. And also you'll not need any tips and tricks and mnemonics to remember the sequence of the cranial nerves. Because all of the cranial nerves except first and second, that is olfactory and optic nerves, except first and second. Except first and second cranial nerve. What are they though? First is the olfactory, and the second cranial nerve is the optic. So I hope you can remember this one. First two you have to remember, olfactory and optic, and you should also remember the sequence of the cranial nerves. And remembering this figure will help you to remember the sequence without any tips and tricks. Because I was telling that except first and second, all cranial nerves arise from the brainstem. All other arise from brainstem. Yes or no? So if you draw the figure of the brainstem representing all the parts, then you will obviously be able to locate from where those cranial nerves arise, and locating those in the figure and practicing it will help you to remember the sequence without any tricks and tips. Okay, so let's get started with the figure. So here I have made an outline so that it will conserve some of the time. So let's get into it. This is the optic nerve, optic nerve. Okay, optic tract and optic chiasma. So I hope you can see it. If not, I'll draw it dark. Okay. This is the optic nerve, optic chiasma and optic tract. Okay, then here is this is part of the midbrain, and this is the cerebral peduncles. Okay, cerebral peduncle, and this is the third cranial nerve, fourth cranial nerve. I have written over here third, fourth cranial nerve. Then these are the mammillary bodies, posterior perforated substances, tuber cinereum. This here shows the pons, middle cerebral peduncle, cerebral. Okay, not cerebellar. Okay, not cerebral. This is cerebral. This is cerebellar. These are the transversely striated. Pons is transversely striated. We'll discuss about this when we'll discuss about the features, external features of the pons. This is the pontomedullary junction, and this is the medulla. At the pontomedullary junction, few nerves now arise. Okay, and they are labeled 6, 7, 8, and this is the fifth cranial nerve. Okay, then okay, now I hope it is clear to you. So sorry, I did not realize that it not be clear to you. This is the 11th cranial nerve. Okay, then the 12th cranial nerve arises at the various several rootlets. This is the olive of medulla. This is the anterior median fissure. These are the pyramidal decussation. We'll come to know what these things are. Okay, this is the pyramids, olive again, 9th cranial nerve, 10th cranial nerve, 11th cranial nerve, 6th, 7th we have. Okay, 8th, 12th. This is the 12th cranial nerve, and here is the 5th cranial nerve. So now let's level it. This is the optic nerve. Okay, mammillary body. This is mammillary body. This here is cerebral peduncle. This is optic chiasma. This is optic tract, and this part is midbrain. Okay, this part is the midbrain, extending from this part. Okay, is the midbrain. This is the pons, and this is the medulla. Pons, medulla. Okay, I hope you are able to see it. Once I'll focus. Okay, okay. This is the posterior perforated substances. Okay, perforated substances. Then we have the nerves. This is the middle cerebellar peduncle. Okay, not cerebral, cerebellar, cerebral, cerebellar, cerebellar peduncle. And this is the pyramids. We'll come to know what pyramids are when we'll discuss about the internal features. This is the pyramidal decussation. Okay, and the numbers 3, 4, 5, 6 represents the cranial nerves. So figure is the figure is ventral surface of midbrain. Okay, ventral surface of the midbrain. So and okay, 3 is okay, 3, the numbers represent 3. This is the accumulator. I'll write N for nerve. Okay, accumulator nerve. 4, this is the trochlear nerve. 5th is the trigeminal with lateral sensory medial motor. Okay, M for medial, M for motor. Trigeminal, we'll again discuss about these things later. Trigeminal nerve. 6th one is the abducens. Okay, and one thing you can remember accumulator and trochlear easily. 5th also in the upper part you can remember easily, but to remember the sequence always remember abducens, facial and vestibulocochlear. Okay, abducent start from the middle. Always to remember the sequence, start leveling from the middle, and the first one from starting from the middle, the first one will be the abducent, then it will be the facial, and then comes the vestibulocochlear. Okay, so 6th will be abducent nerve. Abducent. 7 will be the facial. 8 vestibulocochlear. Vestibulocochlear nerve, facial nerve, vestibulocochlear nerve. Okay. 9 will be the glossopharyngeal nerve. 10 is the vagus nerve. Yes or no? Vagus nerve. 11 is the accessory nerve. Accessory nerve. And 12 is the hypoglossal nerve. So you practice the figure once or twice and then remember the sequence. Okay, try to draw the nerves showing in their respective parts and then name them. This will write them number and name them. This will help you to remember the sequence, and you don't need any other tricks and tips, you know, mnemonics to remember these things. Okay, so yeah, I hope it is clear to you. This is the ventral surface, and these are the transverse striations of the pons. We'll discuss about this. What forms this what does cause the transverse striation of the pons. So this is the ventral surface. Okay, so have a look nicely, and yeah, please try to remember it. It will help you to remember the sequence. And as we already know, first and second are the olfactory and optic. So now let's come to the dorsal surface. Dorsal surface. This is the thalamus. Okay, this is the pineal gland. They are the abenular nucleus. And this is this is medial side, this is lateral side. I hope you know this. This is the lateral geniculate body, medial geniculate body. Again here, medial geniculate body, lateral geniculate body. Okay, and this is the superior colliculus, inferior colliculus. We'll discuss all about all these parts. Okay, so for now please draw the figure. Just drawing the figure is making the video too long, but don't worry, once you practice them once or twice, this will be in your mind and help you a lot. I hope it will help you a lot. Okay, so this is the this is the trochlear nerve. Okay, and one thing you should remember, that all the nerves, all the cranial nerves, okay, they arise from the these arising cranial nerves, 3rd, 4th, 5th, 6th, 7th, sorry, not 4th, okay, 3rd, 5th, 6th, 7th, 8th, 9th, 11th, 12th, all these nerves are arising from the ventral part. Okay, ventral are arising from the ventral surface of the ventral surface of the brain stem. This is not midbrain. Okay, this is the brain stem. So sorry for this. This is the brain stem. Okay, ventral surface of the brain stem. So are arising from the brain ventral surface of the brain stem. But the trochlear nerve is the only nerve, cranial nerve, that arises from the dorsal surface of the brain stem. Okay, so you should keep in mind. So this is the trochlear nerve. Okay, this we are representing the trochlear nerve. We are representing the trochlear nerve. Okay, arising of the trochlear nerve. So let's get down. These are the cerebral peduncles. This is the lower part of the fourth ventricle. Okay, you will come to know that the medulla and the pons will form the medulla forms the lower part of the fourth ventricle. So this is the lower part of the fourth ventricle, showing the open part of the fourth ventricle. As you know that ventricle is a cavity. Okay. For now, just try to remember the labels. Okay, try to remember which part is what is the which part is it. Okay, try to remember that, so that while discussing about the features of the external surface, you will get to remember this. So these are the fasciculus, cuneatus and gracilis. This is the facial colliculus, and this is the vagal triangle. Okay, so let's label it. This is the thalamus. Okay, this is the habenular nucleus, nuclei. They are in group. Okay, I hope are you able to see it? Yes. I will focus a bit later. This is the pineal gland. Okay, this is the lateral geniculate body, lateral geniculate body. This is the medial geniculate body. Okay, lateral and medial geniculate body. Okay, I am writing over here. Okay, medial and lateral geniculate body. This is the superior. This is the inferior colliculus. These are the cerebellar peduncles. This is the vagal triangle, hypoglossal triangle, this is the fasciculus cuneatus. Okay, cuneatus, and this is fasciculus gracilis. The medial one is the fasciculus gracilis. Okay, and this is stria medullaris, and this is the facial colliculus. Okay, and these are the brachium. Okay, the superior and inferior colliculus are connected to the medial and lateral geniculate body by the brachium. Okay, so superior, this is the inferior brachium. Okay, superior colliculus will be connected with the superior brachium, and inferior colliculus will be connected with the inferior brachium. So these are the brachium, these are the colliculus. Okay, so I hope you are clear with this. So this is the figure, and try to remember this figure. will help you a lot to remember the external features. And as I told, a figure is worth 1000 words, and it will be a good source of marks when you have to write answer if you include these figures. And this one is the trochlear nerve. Okay, trochlear nerve arising from the dorsal surface. So figure dorsal surface of brainstem. So these are the figures of the two surfaces. The dorsal surface, this is the dorsal surface, and this here is the ventral surface. Okay, so the video became too long just with the figure and the labels and the figures. I hope you are clear, but investing some time in the figure will help us a lot. In the next video we'll cover the external features of both ventral and dorsal surface. Okay.